I'll go to step-by-step benefit realization. So what benefit you really realize upon the face immediately, and then what you realize over a period of time. So it's like getting a taste of the solution, and then over a period of time understanding what works in the couple of months for the enterprise. So the first on the initial stages, there is a realization journey which our clients take. The first realization journey is our clients start with a question that, can it really meet my accuracy requirement? Can your data provide enough accuracy for me to rely on it to take my day-to-day decisions? So we end up first giving them that understanding. Yes, whatever equipment we have built or the process we have built around the equipment gives you the highest amount of accuracy in the market. So now let's compare for a mining organization. Let's say for the small 250-acre or 300 acres mine, for them, the surveying activity, which is to collect data that what is the current situation or the shape and size of the mine, that happens at every monthly to quarterly interval. Okay, depending on the type of enterprise, the type of material that mine is dealing with. Now today, if you deal with use a conventional technology, which is called a total station or a DGPS, which a surveyor will carry like a tripod. It looks like a tripod kind of instrument on these mines. Yes. It will take about 2 to 3 days to cover the entire mine, collect these data sets. And these data will consist of about 1500 to 2000 odd points, which are represented on a two-dimensional piece of paper, like a sheet of paper. And an engineer can decipher what is how the terrain might be looking like, right? So most of the time, the engineers are not the decision makers, they are decision enablers in an organization. Decision makers are top management, which might not have the relevant field expertise, right? Only numbers are presented to them. So in our case, what happens, first benefit which we provide is you can finish the same activity in a couple of hours instead of couple of days. Okay, so you don't need to halt the operation in the mine every month. What you need to do is fly the drone during the lunch break hours. Okay, so you don't have to halt any productivity of the asset. One. Secondly, what happens over other period of time is that the data which is generated by processing the data collected by a drone is basically representing the same mine in 30 million plus points instead of 1500 to 2000 points. So the data density and the level of detail which is captured is extremely high. So using all that data, we create a 3D twin of the mine, which is like a virtual mine which is in front of you. I would say augmented reality kind of model, where you can actually do the entire tour of the mine while sitting in a remote location or in your corporate office on your laptop or a tablet. Okay, so you can actually do the tour of the entire mine. Now, because our data is also accurate dimensionally, every pixel which is visible in this three-dimensional data, it's having is unique lat-long elevation, just like we have it in Google Maps. However, our accuracies are in the order of 10 centimeters versus what you will get from a satellite map would be around 2 to 3 meters. Okay, so 10 centimeters is a very high precision accuracy we are talking about. Accuracy allows them to measure various changes. For example, how much area has changed, how much you have moved in what direction, what volume of earth you have extracted in a particular period of time. And these are the matrices which further extract various details for a mining business that, okay, have you reached your productivity target for the month or not? If you have reached, how much was what material? Are you able to meet the environmental compliances while meeting this productivity? While you're doing excavation, are you following all the safety guidelines with respect to the best safety standards in the mines, as well as per the compliances which are required, regulatory compliances which are required? Now, if there are roads in the mine for carrying the material from point A to point B, which is a 24/7 activity in a mine, whether these road designs are optimized or not. Are there sections of the road which might be unsafe or being detrimental to those expensive heavy vehicles which are plying 24/7? And can you improve something so that the number of cycles which each vehicle is doing every day increases and the wear and tear and the fuel consumption decreases? So a mining business is anyways minimum 10-year to 25-year contract, which is provided to any big corporate. So even a 1% saving of fuel is a huge amount for them, right? And just let me give you another example. So the difference between the accuracy when they measure the volume of earthwork done on, let's say, monthly basis, because this goes on their audit, the monthly audits, right? For most of the enterprises, it is the inventory which you have generated over a period of time. So with the conventional method, they get about 90 to 95% accuracy when compared with the actual change, right? With our method, we are able to consistently deliver 98% and above accuracy. So that 5 to 10% change in the accuracy is itself about, I would say, 600 times return on investment on what they are investing on getting our solution onboarded. So that's the direct, tangible benefit which the client realizes without getting into further analytics, any other analytics solution. Now, the other analytics are so many other benefits around compliances, safety, efficiency, which a particular enterprise realizes. So most of the enterprises we work with, they were earlier having practice of doing this reconciliation and measurement every quarter. When we entered slowly from a quarterly interval, they graduated to monthly interval, and there are enterprises now which are collecting data on weekly intervals. So imagine the data points coming 52 times a week, a year, and coming only 12 times a year.
Yeah.
There is a huge drastic change happening in terms of the number of data points you are generating, and the density of the data which you are generating, and the amount of outputs which you are extracting from that data. So the entire business metrics around that starts changing, right? And there is now acceptance to all this data to even audit teams. So likes of KPMG, Deloitte are now accepting these data sets to conducting their audits on these organizations and also tie up some financial milestones to it. So in coming days, you will see that the insurance of the industries, the asset management in the industries, the progress monitoring of various developments, constructions in the industry, and their regular audits will be relying on drone data. That's the kind of trend we are seeing in some of these large conglomerates. And we focused on larger conglomerates in the beginning because generally it's good to establish an example and then go to the tier 2 organizations, because that helps them gain us a little bit of confidence when a tier 1 organization makes it a conventional part of the system. So that's where as a company we are standing, where we have been able to tap into some of the large enterprises. Now we are kind of expanding further in the Indian market, and while quite confident that we can do very good in the international markets as well.